we are inside the Nanaimo Ice Center. We're all poised for Mariners action. Regular season opening night, and the Vikes are the opponents. And the Vikes, of course, coming off of a ultimately successful season. And what an exciting time it was for them in the spring. Incredibly powerful series there, and they made it past the minors and rolled on into the Vikes record book, and they etched their name. The 2024-2025 edition did, and now the Vikes set to see what they can write here. Last night, a 6-5 contest in Victoria, and wow, just back and forth. A couple of big names to tell you about, big games that were had by players on both teams. And I can tell you that one of them, Ethan Jones, a fantastic night for him. Newcomers pitching in, rolling up their sleeves, as it were. Tanner Truswell able to pot one last night in Victoria as well. As I mentioned, it was a Mariners 6-5 victory, and I'm sure that the Vikes are primed and ready to go for tonight's contest here in the BCIHL. Hi, I'm Lorenzo, and you've got it dialed in on the VIU Mariners YouTube channel. And we're at the beginning of this one, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. We've got some awesome collegiate hockey coming your way. Burgesson with an inside-outside move, but a good defensive play slows that one up as the puck was poked into the corner by Cade Laskowski, and now down the near side. Racing after the puck is said Laskowski, puts on the brakes, throws up some snow, but the Mariners are back the other way. Jackson Goods backhands it into the corner. Fall in the corner there by Cage Newens, who had a whale of a night last night in that thrilling 6-5 final. And this season is looking to be another fantastic season filled with great rivalries. And these two clubs last season, 90% of the games were one-goal games. Unbelievable stat. And that's in over the line, just a hair offside by Tom Sweeney, the alternate captain. Played with the Richmond Sockeyes of the KIJHL. He's played 86 games, 12 goals, 16 assists for 28 points, pardon me. And the Vikes would love to get some more production here tonight out of Mr. Sweeney, who had a very successful and leadership-filled playoff drive there. Puck is sent in behind the Vikes goaltender, starting goaltender number 33, Ronan Girardi, and former Burnaby Steeler of the PJHL. Shot on goal there, and that's handled by him. Garrity watches the puck over in the corner to his left. He's got two Vikes in support in a four-man scrum, trying to dig that thing loose, and they're battling in tight. Puck still hasn't been freed up out of that four-man scrum, and finally the whistle is blown, and that'll be a face-off over to the left in this fairly young game. We're not quite 2 minutes in, and we are scoreless here. Want to give early props here to Bryce Williamson for keeping you in on the action with his great camera skills. We'll try and do them some justice with a few words on the play as the Mariners win the faceoff, and the shot kicked out with the right pad. Garrity just calm and collectively after that faceoff win, kicking it away, and that starts the play down ice. But the Mariners do find the puck, and away they come up the right side. Carson Earhart just a stitch offside, and Earhart also had himself a big night last night in Victoria. And I'm sure I go off on tangents about number 14 every so often. I'm prone to do it at least once a season. Oh, and Hunter out there, he's a small jousting match up there with Austin Montgomery Parsons, former Comox Valley Glacier King, and he's played in this building a number of times as part of the VIJHL Glacier Kings. Backhand along the wall, it didn't go too far for the Mariners, and they're going to have to try and get that going. Ewan Morrison now, heavy hit thrown up along the boards, and I think Morrison's going to go to the penalty box, but there might be more as there's some grabbing and pulling going on between McGuire, and it looks like he also was grabbing said Montgomery Parsons. And it looks like it will indeed only be Ewan Morrison headed to the penalty box. So they are getting the trainer out on the ice just for precautionary measures, as looked like it was a rough ride into the boards there. And a little bit of concern as they look to maybe add a little bit of extra personnel. I can't for the life of me see who's down there. It's just the player is very tight to the boards with the trainer at the moment, and it's unfortunate that's just over 2.5 minutes in that the trainer Francis Rush is needed, and same with Scott Arbuckle, a former Comox Valley Glacier King as well. And so I think Ewan Morrison's night is done. His mate's giving him the tap on the way by. It looks like he's getting a game for that. And I'm sure it's going to be a boarding. Now I can see. Looks like it was Jason Scott, the 6-foot, 200-pounder, former North Vancouver Wolfpack from the Pacific Junior Hockey League. And indeed, as I surmised, it is a 5-minute major up on the board for Ewan Morrison. So a difficult pill to swallow here early, just 2.5 minutes in for the Mariners, and they're going to be without their top liner. Ewan Morrison, a local product, and I'm sure he didn't intend to injure Mr. Scott, but that's the game they play, and I'm surprised sometimes the speed and power these collegiate players go into the boards with sometimes behind the net that it doesn't happen more often. There's a keep in at the line, working in it towards the goal, sharp angle shot, and that rips up over the goal. That one fired in on net, just off of the wing by Mason Hartley. Former Nipawa Titan from the MJHL, and the puck is sent in. Catelier is going to give chase. Mason Hartley fighting him off, but it's a good forecheck, and it's stolen by Daniels out of the corner. The puck bobbling around on him, and he's just content to rag it right now, and he's going to force them to come to him. Good control by Daniels, and he helps get that ticker down a minute. 4 to go here on this major, and I'm sure the Mariners now are going to have to walk on eggshells a little bit more. That big first call, a 5-minute major for boarding, and Ewan Morrison shown the gate. Puck comes to the point, and it's kept alive by the Victoria Vikes out of the corner. Oh, one hand on the stick. That was going to be pretty if Dario Zitko could make it to the net, but he got checked at the last moment. Now Daniels watches the puck go behind the net, and he's going to have to lean into his check, Tom Sweeney, and he does, but that return hit was just as powerful. And you can hear the crowd getting into that one from Justin McKnight. That hit a couple of fans down from Victoria, or up from Victoria, down in the stands to our right. There's a hard clear in, goes to the corner. Puck swings around the boards and down ice it goes. Girardi comes out to play it nice and coolly up along the boards, and he connects the pass there, but they're going to have to recalibrate. Now they've got a little bit of momentum from behind their own goal. Through the middle, hard pass off of the boards. Ween saw the opportunity, and he headed right down ice, and he's in front of the goal, and they were looking for the quick one-touch pass, and it just never came. It was a bit of a whiff on the pass, but it had to happen very quick to get the puck there. And regardless, they're still able to kill a little bit more time on this power play that's been having trouble getting oriented. But that was Landon Strom from Choice Land, Saskatchewan, helping create a good two-man on goaltender situation. Puck was tipped to the point, but kept in, wrist shot, and that was tipped in front. And I think that it was actually maybe more so slowed by Cade Liskowski, as that one came up about chest high on him, and he was trying to get out of the road. Vikes winding and weaving out of their own zone. Hard snap once they hit the line, and a funny bounce. The crowd was oohing and awing, but a good bounce for the Mariners. And Carson Earhart able to send it the length of the ice. And we're down to $1:37 remaining on this major. Remember, if the Vikes do score, the power play will continue until it's ended. There's an icing call on the Vikes power play, and I'm sure they would love nothing more than to snag a goal here on the last minute and a half of this power play to get something for that major boarding that was given to the Mariners after that hit along the boards that necessitated the trainer coming out. And I certainly hope that Mr. Scott's okay. There's a grab from just inside the blue line, but the Mariners are just going to turn and fire it down ice. Rinse and repeat if they can. That decision to hold on to the puck dislodged it from Vikes possession for a moment. Now they're going to have to work it hard up along the boards here, but they do get over the line. Oh, and the stick went flying, and Cage Newens, it's a good thing he's got the full face shield there as the stick bounced off of his, what would have been his face area. Look at that control, long range pass, gets out to center, hard hit along the boards, and that dislodges man from puck, and Daniels is right there to try and help it, but they do come free with the puck. Montgomery Parsons sending it across. There's a shot looking for the tip in front, and they did get the tip. Zitko got a piece of it. Hard pass comes to the point. Across ice, shot on goal, and it rips off of the bar. Bounces way up, but it still stays in the rink. It just caught the top of the glass. Close moment on the power play. That is definitely the best opportunity they've had. And Montgomery Parsons setting up his mates for a beautiful shot. Tom Sweeney let it rip. Here they come, 4 over the line, shot, and that was deflected as Moore got a piece of it with the toe of his stick out of the corner. They're trying to work it now. Montgomery Parsons throws it behind the goal. Bodies banging everywhere as they come crashing in to pick it up, and Ways gets a better piece of it, sends it down ice. Goods takes a hard shovel into the boards, and he's going to get a penalty. And this is probably going to be a minor for boarding. But there will be a power play now for the Mariners. The other penalty just ended. And so it looks like Justin McKnight, he's going to get the gate here. Whole bunch of players to tell you about when we get a moment that are not in the lineup for tonight's contest. And now Hunter is on the left wing. Cage Newens in the face-off circle. They've had to shuffle these lines around with the departure of Morrison early in this game. Puck comes around to the near side. Moore picks it up. Spins away from a check. Towards the goal. There's a set. Scores! Carson Earhart puts it between the wickets. And it only took 15 seconds, and the VIU Mariners power play comes to life. And they grab the lead here. A little over 8 minutes into this first period. Carson Earhart still with the hot stick. And he grabs another goal here against the U Victoria Vikes. Very smart looking goal. It was a hard snapshot walking between the blue line and the top of the face-off circle. And with all the traffic in front, that was a very difficult stop for Garrity to make. Play along the far side boards inside the VIU zone. Puck is cleared to the boards, not out. Spin shot, that's blocked. 2-on-2, maybe 2-on-1 if they hurry. Cage Newens down the wing, snaps it, stick save, and that's fought off. Ronan Garrity just doing everything he can to try and get a good save, some kind of forward momentum after that power play goal. So Cage Newens maintains the hot hand as well, getting a helper on that one. Puck is controlled by the Mariners. Cage Newens fighting hard, the right shooting forward just about stole it back after they were exiting the zone with the puck. Vikes are gonna have to try that again. They slam it up the far side boards and it skips over a couple of sticks, makes its way to the Mariners' blue line where they control. One too many back passes, and now over the line. Here's a little bit of room for the Vikes, but unable to get fully free. Sam Lewis, he was in flight, and he gets stapled to the end boards as the puck got just up in front of him on the near side. Goods flips a floater in from just inside center. Vikes with a couple of good hard hits get the puck free, and now they're over the blue line onside into the middle. Here's a chance from the slot, scores, it's all tied up. A big snapshot from Cade Liskowski, and the former Kimberley Dynamiter puts it top shelf, and he's gotten the Vikes on even footing at 1-1 about halfway through the first period. So I was just about to tell you about the Prime Performance and Therapy power play, how it came to life on the backside of a 5-minute major penalty kill. And that's the London Drugs penalty kill, off to a good start for the Mariners, and it helps them transition to a 1-0 lead. But the Vikes, they're not gonna go quietly in this one. Cade Liskowski says, we're just getting started. Over the line comes Daniels into the middle. Oh, he was looking for Catelier, and Matthew was pretty close to finding it as it comes across to him, and he does get a piece of it the second time. He had his stick in check from our most recent goal scorer, Liskowski. So the UVic Vikes with a smart counter, and they tie this one up 1 apiece. And after last night's final tally, you've got to think that we're in for another back and forth affair here in Nanaimo at the Ice Center. Hard hit dislodges the puck, and back come the Mariners as McGuire sends it to the far side. Cole McGuire has Catelier going to the middle, tried to fan it through the middle. There's a secondary shot that came through, and Daniels rips that one wide, looking for the tip in front. Secondary shot, and that got deflected to the corner. And one of the Vikes was in there with his stick. That was Nicholas Hughes getting a tip on that one and deflecting it wide. That was a big block for the Vikes, so it didn't trouble his goaltender, Ronan Garrity. Long stretch pass, the Vikes in flight, trying to pick that one up. But there's 3 Mariners back very quickly, and they're able to get it out to center. Davis Sato driving wide on the wing, left shooting forward. Now he uses his body along the boards, trying to keep that one in at the point. Getting some help from Maud, pardon me. Maud looking up the boards as he backs up. Now it could be a 2-on-2. Nice stick out at right near the center there as Nolan Wickham got his stick on it. Oh, and one of the Mariners went down in a heap. I'm not sure. He looks like he was favoring his right kneecap as he gets off the bench to the bench. That's Davis Sato, and he looks like he's in a whole lot of trouble there. He immediately grabbed his knee through the slot. Maud throws the pass. Oh, and a big save off of the right pad. Ronan Garrity stopping that one. Maud around 1, now 2 on the backhand, puts it through, and that one ripples off the outside of the mesh. It goes into the corner, deflected by Strom, and left for the cycle that gets back to the point, and they'll just shift it right back in. Goes Danforth, but the Puck ultimately comes up the other side, and that's collected by Dario Zitko. He loses possession of that one, and now Danforth backhands it in. Hunter steaming towards the goal. Sharp angle shot off of the right shoulder. Good stop by Ronan Garrity, and he didn't shrink away from that post. Stayed nice and tight and got big up off the corner. Along the far side wall, Carson Strom. Had a great interview with him last season, and definitely appreciated having him on one of the featured games between the Victoria Vikes and the VIU Mariners. It's kind of a memorable night. It was one of the first broadcasts on Rogers. And from all reports, it was very well received. There's a face-off just inside the line for the Mariners. Cook passes it D to D, and now they work it up the far side boards, absorbing a hit, but still staying with the puck. Calling for it on the point is Cook. He gets it, one-time pass. Newens snaps it. Oh, and they were looking for the tip in front, and Jackson Goods got a piece of it, but maybe a little too much as it dropped down. They recollect at center. Nice little shovel pass there. Burgesson puts on the brakes, spins, has a look to the face-off circle, shoots, and boy, he was getting into dangerous territory. Good glove save. Ronan Garrity out to the tip of the blue paint, covering that one with aplomb. 7:06 to go here. First period. We're knotted at ones. Shots are 7 for the Mariners, 4 for the UVic Vikes, but they have the puck now, and they're working it in over the line, trying to kick it to himself. Carson Strom had possession most of the way, almost made it through, and he actually, his pressure down ice forces an icing call out of the Mariners, and it did definitely sound like one of the Mariners wasn't too happy about the icing call there. Probably wanted to hook that pass up. Face off now over to the left of Matt Fleet. He hasn't been tested a lot here in the last few minutes, but he might now as the play comes to the blue line. Momentarily kept alive, Sam Lewis, but he lost the handle on the backhand. Goods driving the goal, puts it in on goal right up off of the right shoulder, maybe just below the trapezoid muscle there for the goaltender, but he stayed with it smartly. He was able to just get right into position, stay square, and he was able to move from his right to his left about 9 to 12 inches before he made that stop. So he followed the puck carrier very well, and good thing he did. Jackson Goods was looking very dangerous on that most recent play. Mariners threatening to try and get another goal here to regain that 1-goal lead that they owned. Near side pass, finds one in motion towards a goal. Hard shot fought off with the trapper about a foot out in front of the blue paint. Matt Fleet getting his glove up on that one and knocking it down. Play comes back down ice. 2-on-3 for the Vikes. Going to try and wait for some help. Blasting one wide of the goal. Good keep in along the far side boards though by Justin McKnight as the puck is sent down ice, and the Mariners favor a change here. Out comes Sato. Good to see him back out after he was clinching his knee.